talk a little bit about the role of activism as a collector? Why is that important? The need for more?
Well, I can go back several years to a friend of mine who's now dead, but who had probably one of the finest collections of work by African American artists in the country. And when he died, his work went to one of the museums in Washington, D.C. Well, that's fine.
Who is that collector?
While I'm talking to you, I'm trying to remember his name, as well as the museum. It'll come to me in a minute.
Jones?
No.
Okay.
No. It was, oh God, what is his name? I'll remember it.
Okay.
But he had one of the finest collections, and probably one of the people that really inspired me to start seriously collecting. But I mean, he had Henry O. Tanners and early Jacob Lawrence and Romary Beardens in his collection, and all of that work is now in a museum, in a gallery in D.C. Unfortunately, the story about the work of African American artists in particular, has not been told the way it needs to be told. And I think one of the things that Diaspora Rhythms is committed to, and I know that I'm certainly committed to, is beginning to educate people so that they develop an appreciation for also the value of the art. And the value of the art goes into not just how it's produced, I think, but the story behind it, and the story behind the artist. And so those things I think are really, really extremely important to work on. And so I know that Diaspora Rhythms, through our educational efforts, we're beginning to focus a lot on that as another aspect of what we do.
Excellent. Well, in closing, if you could leave some words of advice to that first-time collector, young or old, willing to make this journey or leap of faith into the wonderful world of collecting, what would you advise them?
What would I advise them? Number one, buy original work. Number two, do everything you possibly can to get to know the artist so that you develop that appreciation for what the artist was thinking, who the artist is, and how that piece was actually developed. Number three is have a conversation with other collectors around the valuation of art. You can look at any number of mainstream artists out here, and there's always a discussion around that. We need to begin to understand the importance and the necessity of valuing our art. So attach the value to the art, that's not only important to you, but that also honors that piece of work and honors that artist. And number four, share that art. Share that art with your friends, your colleagues. Let them know what you've got. Let them know what led you to get that. Don't be afraid of color. Don't be afraid of mediums. Don't be afraid of how a piece was produced, what it may look like. If it grabs you, that's the piece that you want to start with. And I think those are things that helped me get started. And that's what I adhere to this day. So that's my best advice I think I can come up with.
James, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Time, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.